Welcome to the Red Streaks the Journey, where all roads lead to purpose. Today, I am so excited to welcome my friend and brother. He's a vocal coach, a musical director, a choir director, a songwriter, a producer, just to name a few. Today in the studios, we have, I call him Jonathan. You call him T.Y. Jonathan Tyrone Hilton. Welcome.
What's happening? What's happening? Very humble to be here.
What does it feel like to hear all of these titles and roles connected to your name?
Well, I mean, it's sometimes it's mind blowing, but then it's a very humble experience. Title is good, but I do what I do because that's what I love doing.
That's Tyrone. Always laid back, always, this is what we do. Okay, so I always like to start out with something fun. Fun fact. Tell us something, because you're such a laid back person, always behind the scenes, always, amongst the support. Tell us something most people don't know about you.
I'm kind of corny.
Okay, explain that. Expound.
Well, for entertainment, I like to do things other than just, as they say, movies or things like that. I venture out. Yeah.
Okay, so what is your venturing out look like?
My venture out is maybe like a botanical garden, something like that. And my friends will be like, man, you ain't black. I'm like, I am black. I just like different things.
What kind of music?
Well, all genres.
Okay.
I mean, gospel is always foundation for me. Of course. But I'll listen to folk music. I'll listen to jazz. I'll listen to pop. It depends.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I don't listen to the other stuff.
All right.
Facing the pillar and stuff up. I don't listen to that.
Yeah. Your mama raised you better than that.
I have my moments.
Right. I understand that too.
Yeah, definitely.
So, as I was thinking about how we were going to get started, because there is so much to tap into today, I'm very, very excited. I'll probably say that about 3 more times.
I'm humble.
Because I've been knowing you for, 30 plus.
Wow.
30 plus years. And I've always known you to be working in the music industry in one way or another.
Absolutely.
Always connected in one way or another.
Absolutely.
So I was thinking about how we're going to open this up. So let's go back 12, 13 years.
Okay.
You were asked to sit in at a choir rehearsal. And I saw you do with those voices in 5 minutes that I hadn't seen anyone be able to do.
Wow. Okay.
In that choir rehearsal, during the closing prayer, a word was released.
That's right.
Into your life. Something about you just pulled on the prophetic. Do you remember what was said to you that night?
I do.
Okay, come on, tell us what was said.
Well, I mean, it was told to me that God has some great doors that are preparing to open for me. The walk will be maybe a lonely walk.
Wow.
Because there are those who may not understand the journey that I'm getting ready to take. So some may fall off, but God is going to open some major doors for me.
Right. Yeah, that was it in a nutshell. So how did it affect you to hear those words at that time? What was going on in your life at that time?
During that time, I was actually undecided on some things. I was trying to make some decisions on the next move, where God wanted to take me in the music industry, in this music world.
Yes.
And for that word to fall at that time, because when I was asked to sit in this rehearsal, I really wasn't doing much.
Okay.
I was here and there, just going through some church issues and church struggles and stuff like that. So for that to fall on me at that time, I was in the right place at the right time to receive like the song, you receive the word from the Lord.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So the impact, because the impact it had on me was like, oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
You know, at that time, again, I just knew you from afar, mostly because you were so busy,
right,
working with recorded choirs, choirs and groups that were up and coming in the community at the time, and everybody wanted to work with JT. Get JT. I want to work with JT. What is that? What was that like? Being sought after like that. What's that like?
It was, to me, I'm talking about TY now.
Yeah.
To me, it was keeping me solid.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Wow, that's interesting.
Take
because
away from
the popularity sometimes will kind of boost a person's ego.
Absolutely.
But for you, it was the opposite.
Yeah, it was the opposite. I was just excited that people wanted me to work with them and help develop their choirs. So it helped me to keep both feet on the floor, and solid, and be grateful that someone wants me to work with them. You know, like, oh, nah, I'm the man, I'm that. It was never that.
Wow.
As long as I've been knowing me, it was never that.
Wow.
It was always another opportunity to help somebody grow their ministry. The biggest award was to see someone excited about how they sound. You know, that was my greatest reward.
Right,
but
after working with you.
Yeah, it wasn't like, oh, you're going to pay me for this. It was never that.
Wow. Well, there's always been like this grace on you and this dignity that you walked with. And again, this laid back, you know, very understated, but definitely an authority and a power. And now it's because we understand that humility was at the core. Where does that come from? Your ability to stay centered through all the many spaces that you operate in.
Right.
How are you able to stay grounded and centered?
Granddaddy.
Okay, tell me about Granddaddy.
From Summerton, South Carolina.
All right.
You know, I was a little jit, and he used to always say, that's my boy.
Okay.
And just to watch him, you know, what he showed me on the summers when he was alive, it was never a piece of him that was arrogant.
Wow.
And he would always say, son, always remember, you know, take the bitter with the sweet, but make the sweet sweeter.
Wow.
And the bitter won't taste so bad. And that kept me. Kept me striving. And in the midst of storms and trials and tribulations, that helped me right there at a level.
Wow.
You know, and that's how I've always been. I believe that was planted in me as a baby.
Wow.
To be honest with you, because my mom wasn't an arrogant woman.
Okay.
She was always humble.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
So again, the power, you know, for those who believe that they have to be aggressive or that they have to be outspoken or they have to be showy or they have to be seen. In actuality, the power lies in the humility. You know, I heard you say one time that you're intentional about making sure there's an environment of peace. Like, it doesn't matter if you're not wrong, if you're in the right and somebody else is in the wrong, you will allow them to be right so that you can maintain. Why is that so important to you?
I'm the type, I don't like confusion.
Okay.
I don't like chaos. If chaos happened, then that means you got to deal with TY. So, and then there's a saying that there are some who just desire just to strive hard to be close to God. But then there's some that has to be close to God.
Absolutely.
And I'm one of them.
Okay.
That has to be close to God. So
Wow.
I believe in keeping peace.
Wow.
You know, and it's so funny you say that because even back in the heyday, hanging out with the homies and all that, they used to call me the peacemaker.
Well, it's appropriate.
If I couldn't keep peace,
right,
then you know what's going to happen. Everything else going to break loose.
It's going to fall.
So I was always called the peacemaker. I was always the calm one.
Wow. Were you always a leader?
I believe so. Even there were leaders that I followed, I still carry that as, I respect, as always, but I always had that in me.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, then let's go here. Who would you say, right? There's everyone else has a narrative. Everybody else has their take on who TY is, or who if they see JT, somebody call you JT, and some of them call you TY.
Absolutely.
Of course, I call you Jonathan. But who do you say you are?
I'm just Ty.
What does that mean?
A person that's willing to make it work.
Anything,
no matter what it is, is willing to make it work
and able to.
Yeah.
As has been proven.
Even if I see the negative, I'm going to find something positive about that situation, and that's what I'm going to pull on.
That really speaks to insight and wisdom, because a lot of people can't see past what's right there in front of them. So for you, and I mean, it makes sense because you work with people, you pull out their natural talent, you're able to bypass what's here.
Absolutely.
And find out what's in here to make them better. Have you always had this ability?
I believe so. Even as a young director, I find myself finding those who was pushed aside because they felt like they couldn't sing or they couldn't do it. I will grab them and find what would best fit them.
Right.
And build on that, and then they would actually be able to do their thing.
That's important because this is dog eat dog.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's church, I don't care if it's gospel, I don't care if it's secular.
Absolutely.
People, you get a hard time. If you're not up to par.
Yeah.
So that's important. When did you know that this is what you wanted to do? When did you fall in love with this?
I took my sister to Ingram Gospel Singers rehearsal.
How old were you?
I had to be about maybe 14, 15. I think
and
Daphne,
when he says his sister, he is referring to Daphne.
Yeah.
Hey, big sis. Okay. So Daphne was singing with the Ingram.
Yeah. Dwayne Ingram asked for her to sing. He heard her sing at the church.
Okay.
So he asked my mom, could she sing with the group?
Okay.
I wasn't singing. I was trying to be hard.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I wasn't singing. But
you was hanging with the homies.
Yeah, hanging with the homies. So me and the homies walked her to rehearsal.
Okay.
And we were sitting back there. And so what happened, they were singing. And I heard some notes that I didn't agree with.
Okay.
But I tried to keep a straight face.
Okay.
And Lawrence came back there, his brother.
Okay.
And said, you hear something, don't you? I said, nah, man, I don't hear nothing. I don't know what you're talking about. So I'm like, yeah, you know what I said. I don't know what you're talking about. I think you need to go back up there and do what you do with your choir. And leave this back here alone.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So the next rehearsal, I walked Daphne by myself.
Wow.
Yeah, because I was inspired. So, and I said to myself, if I hit those same notes and he asks me, I'm going to tell him.
So you got bit by the bug that night?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you get an opportunity to work with them?
I did. I got opportunity. I started as a tenor first.
Okay, so you started singing with them.
I started singing with them. Matter of fact, it was getting ready to go to New York.
Okay.
And my mama said, well, if you're going to New York, you got to sing. So I did that, and then later on, some couple of years, Dwayne put me up front.
Wow. To direct.
And start teaching.
And teaching the parts. So how did that make you feel, like in that moment?
Actually, I was excited and nervous at the same time.
Okay.
Nervous kept me humble.
Wonderful.
You know what I'm saying? It kept me not being like, oh, I'm all of that, I'm the best and all that.
Right.
It just kept me striving and working hard and pulling out the best that I felt that they can be. And that's what happened.
So that means that your choir directing, did that kind of, was the vocal coaching and the directing kind of hand in hand for you, or did one evolve out of the other?
Well, actually, it was the choir directing that was doing anything. Vocal coaching, I didn't even really know about vocal coaching.
Right.
I just knew I heard awful notes and I need to fix them.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Until a lady asked me to be her vocal coach, and I was like, "What is that?"
Right.
You know, I don't. She said, "You do it all the time."
So you were doing it, and you didn't have the language.
Right. You
but
do
you
it
were already
right.
doing
I'm like,
it.
vocal coach. I'm just teaching parts. So once I started working and doing that, it opened up a whole nother avenue to start doing vocal coaching. And slowly but surely, it started growing because I was doing it for free because that's what I love doing. It's my passion. And then I worked with another person doing vocal coaching, and they blessed me, man, with $200. I was like, oh,
I can make money
down like this.
I can make money
Let's
doing
do
this.
this then, you know. But it still wasn't about the money.
Right.
It was always the passion.
Because you love it.
Absolutely.
I wanna go to, what was your first real encounter with God?
My first real encounter with God, I was in my mom's house. I had to be about 9 years old, somewhere up in there. I was at home by myself, and I started humming "Precious Lord, Take My Hand." And I felt my body like it was lifted from the floor. I was sitting on the floor, and I felt like my body was lifted from the floor. And I was just boo-hoo crying, still singing that song. You know, and I know I ain't crazy. A voice said, "I got you.
What were you
Don't
going
worry
through?
about it."
What was happening in your life at that time?
At that
That's
time-
a pretty heavy hymn for a 9-year-old.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
At that time, I was dealing with some things because I know me, you know, and I know ain't nothing shaky about me or nothing like that.
What you
And
mean?
I had got tried, man.
Tell me about that.
I got tried by,
What do you mean you got tried?
by a family member.
Okay.
And wrestling kind of became almost something else. And I lost it.
So can you be more specific? Are you
Well,
being more specific?
Be more specific. Well, they grabbed me.
And you're talking about a male family.
Yeah, they grabbed me, and I felt something growing,
Okay, so
and I lost it.
Okay.
And I heard his neck crack,
Oh,
but I heard a small voice say, "Let him go.
okay.
Let him go."
So you were defending yourself.
Yeah, so I let him go.
And then afterwards,
I was afraid to share it because I felt like they wasn't going to believe it
okay.
at that time. You know what I'm saying? Because that was a favorite cousin. So I never, you know, I just didn't talk about it.
Okay.
So a couple of weeks later, I was home by myself,
And
then that's when I had that experience.
then God spoke to you.
Mm-hmm.
And did you know it was the Lord?
I knew
Did you
it was
know
the
it was
Lord.
God?
Mm-hmm.
Was that when you decided to give your life to Him?
Yeah, and it was a struggle because when I decided to give my life to God, that's when all kind of craziness started happening, and that's when thug life really kicked in.
Okay.
But I knew that foundation was there.
So when you say when thug life, you gravitated towards thug life?
It came toward me.
Okay.
I'll put it like that.
And
I was basically just kind of just hanging out with the homies.
Okay.
But always in the back of my head, it was music and it was God. You know, I would pray at night before I went to bed. I would pray with my family, pray with my house. But then when I got in the streets.
Well, what was you and the homies doing in the streets, Jonathan?
We had moments where I was like a distribution. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't smoke.
Pharmaceutical distribution.
You know, I was distribution. Got my little piece and then slapped me in the back of the head and told me to go home.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
They didn't allow me to hang in the streets that long.
And tell me about this near-death experience. Hanging with the homies.
Hanging with the homies. My homeboys came to pick me up.
Okay.
And we was getting ready to hang out. And one of the major drug dealers in the neighborhood pulled the car in front and said, "Get out the car."
was talking to you.
Yeah. And I was like, why, man? I'm going to go hang out with my homies.
All right.
So, you know, he said a couple of words, special words. And I had to get out the car.
Okay. How old were you?
He said, at that time, I was about 15.
Okay.
And he pulled his gun out, put it to my homeboy head and said, shut up, shut the up. And said, you ain't got nothing to do with this. Told me to get out. He said, this is not your life.
Wow.
He said, this ain't about you. I let you do whatever, but no, this ain't you. And I was mad.
Of course.
Yeah, because I wanted to hang with my boys. But at the same time, later on that night, I found out that the car got shot up and one of the guys got killed.
When you think back on that night, what comes to your mind?
That God gave me an angel that watched over me.
In the form of a drug dealer.
Yeah.
Saved your life.
Saved my life.
Preserved your life.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, it was one incident where I was being a daredevil and I was running across the street. I saw the car coming and something lifted me up and put me on the sidewalk.
Isn't that something? You were meant to be here.
Yeah.
Have you always had a sense of carrying a responsibility because of that?
I did.
Okay.
I did. Even in the midst of, like I said, even when I did hang out with my boys or whatever, I would slip in every now and then. Don't do that, man. You know that ain't right. You know, blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? And I know that was God being a protector and a covering for them.
Right. So you feel like, well, that you took on the role of protector. And where did that come from? That sense of responsibility to protect everybody else.
I believe that was planted in me a long time ago. Okay. You know, not trying to get too personal, but even at the time when my mom and my dad separated, I was sick as a dog. Mom took me to the hospital, and they couldn't find out what was going on with me. And then he asked her. He said, have you had something serious going on in the family? And my mom said, yeah, his dad now.
Wow.
You know, and he said, that's why he is so sick. You know, he's hurt. His hero has just left. You know what I'm saying? And he said, but you understand, he's going to be a protector.
Wow.
The doctor said that. The doctor said you could tell, because that was the same doctor went to it from birth. He said, even at birth, I saw it. He was going to be a protector.
So that was another announcement about what your future was going to be like. And
you see, I'm security here at Turner Tech. You know what I'm saying? My sister them will tell you, you know, I was a protector. I protected my family. I just was me.
Okay. So we're out here in the atrium, in the courtyard of William H. Turner Tech.
Yes.
Where you are the head of security.
Site security.
You are the site director for the 5,000 role models. And what is the name of your group?
Voices of Expression.
The Voices of Expression. So true to form, you are out here shaping and forming these young people's lives. Yeah. Tell me, how long have you been working with the 5,000 role models?
5,000 role models has been 15 years or more.
Wow.
Yeah, when I first was asked, I told him no.
Okay.
All right, no. And went home that night. And of course, God thumped me in the back of the head and said, boy, I need you to do this.
Wow.
You don't understand. You're going to help these young men develop.
Wow.
So I came back and told the activities director, Ms. Shipman, I said, yeah, I'll do it. And from then on, I became the site director working with 5,000. And we have the largest out of all high schools.
So you started out with 10.
I started out with 10.
And then now?
203.
203.
In a high school.
Wow.
It never has been done.
Wow.
From my understanding, never has been done in the history of 5,000 role models.
Has anyone ever come back to tell you thank you?
Many, many of the
Wow.
young men come back and just come hang out with me and say thank you. Actually, we have some that's actually in teaching, chorus.
Wow.
Yeah.
So they chose that path of music as well, or education as
Education.
well. Tell me about the Voices of Expression.
Voices of Expression started maybe like that first 6 months when school was open. A young lady, Tanisha, she knew that I was a choir director at Newburgh.
Okay.
And so they wanted to start a singing group here. And so I told them no again. Nope.
Right.
She was like, Miss Hilton, please. So we started the Voices of Expression.
Okay.
And that has really opened up these young people because they're teaching wherever they sing at. It's not like my teaching.
Right.
So it used to be a battle at times because they were like, well, my choir director said, well, who teaching y'all how to sing like this?
Oh.
And they pick it up. And we have been in many places.
Okay, name a few. Name a few of the places that
We've
you
sang
guys
at
have
the
performed.
arena. We've sang at the arena. So many. We sang at the school board. Oh man, we sang some everywhere downtown for big events and things like that.
Wow, sought after.
Yeah.
Get TY, get TY.
Have to get TY and the Voices of Expression.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, this is what you do.
Yeah, and I have a love for it.
Of course.
These kids know it and everything, so it's a wonderful feeling.
So, your passion for music has brought you to all of these places, working with these children and
Absolutely.
helping to shape them. What has there been a very special one? Someone that maybe started off a little rough and now?
It's so many.
Yeah.
To be honest, some of them come with low self-esteem and all that kind of stuff, and then when they see that you care, and then you pulling out something that they thought they didn't have.
Right.
It built their esteem, and they walk with their shoulders back, their heads up, teaching and doing their thing.
Wow.
Yeah.
So when you look back on these last 15 years and you see, do you feel like a proud father?
I do. Proud father, proud aunt. 'Cause some of them don't even call me Miss Hilton no more.
Wow.
They call me aunt. I'm like, what's it, nephew? What you need?
That's a term of
And
endearment with family.
God blessed me into the way where I'm able. There's some that was even struggling. Where I done bought gift cards for groceries.
Wow.
I bought shirts, ties, help proms, tuxedos. But that's something you don't brag about because you have love for the young people. So that's what you do.
When you love somebody.
Absolutely.
And that's what the protector does.
Yeah. Well, yep. There you go.
The role of the protector
Absolutely.
anticipates our needs. All right. Choral director, music director, vocal trainer.
Yes.
So now let's get to songwriting and producing. It's on the way.
It's on the way.
Talk to me about It's on the Way.
Well, It's on the Way came to me. I was actually, there were some things that hadn't come to pass yet.
Okay.
And I just said, you know what? I know, God, everything you promised, it's on the way.
Wow.
And when I said that, the lyrics just started coming.
And how long ago was this?
It's on the way had to be before I actually gave it to Jill the second time.
Okay.
That was about 6-7 years ago.
Wow.
I recorded it first with another young man. I call my nephew is Terrence.
Okay.
Terrence is an awesome musician, producer, and all that. So myself and a young lady, Canodria, went in the studio and just laid down a little track.
Okay.
And did everything to it. And then Gia
Wire.
Gia Wire, the one and only. She started working with Angela Poole. Angela Poole and Angela Poole took to Gia, and they decided to start working with Gia. And Gia called me.
Okay.
And said, hey, big bro, I need this song. It's on the way.
Wow.
So I said, okay, let's go for it. And then Angela Poole called me and she said, listen, Jill was pushing us about this song. It's on the way. So we're going to listen to it and see where it goes. And God bless.
And how did he bless?
He made it her first single.
Right. And then what happened with...
Next thing I know, it was number 9 on the billboards.
Number 9.
On the gospel billboard. I was like, what?
So when I first became aware of its positioning on the billboards, it was at 18. And then it looked like in a day or two, it turned around and jumped to the top 10.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
What did that feel like, and how did you find out? How did you get the news?
Jill called me. Jill texted me. She texted me. And she told me, she said, big bro, check the charts. And I was like, whoa. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I didn't know how to act. So I just, you know me, my calm, cool self, I just kept it calm.
Right.
You know. And then the Pools her and her husband, they're wonderful people. They presented us with a plaque.
Wonderful.
A billboard plaque. I was like, wow, I was very humble.
First of many.
First of many, huh?
Yeah.
I received that.
Yes, first of many.
And then found out that other choirs are actually singing it from different areas.
It's a powerful song.
Different areas. And it's amazing how you connect with people through Instagram and all that kind of stuff. They're like, hey, big bro, my church, I'm so-and-so from Chicago.
Wonderful.
We singing this on the way.
Yes.
You know, I'm so-and-so from Philadelphia. We singing it. My choir is singing that song. That's a beautiful feeling.
It definitely is becoming one of those songs for Sunday morning.
Yeah,
one of
and
those
I believe
Sunday
it's going to
songs.
come back around.
Absolutely.
I believe it's going to come back around. I really believe it's going to put Jill to another level again.
Absolutely.
To the point of Stella, or you never know, whatever else in the gospel industry, awards, you know what I'm saying?
Or further.
Yeah.
Because music is doing some different things. Gospel music is doing some different things.
Absolutely.
Today, so even, you know, far past Sunday morning, far past the church, even into mainstream.
Yeah. And you know, that choir thing is coming back.
It's
that
coming
choir
back.
sound is coming back. So, you know, I'm going to stay on that ground as being one of Miami's choir masters.
Yes.
You know.
Yes. Yes. One of your gifts. You're very rare. One of a kind.
I appreciate
So, listen.
Talk to me.
Lately, you've been doing some different things in music, working with some different people outside of the gospel genre. Talk to me about Sir Ivan. Give us a little bit.
Sir Ivan is a well-known artist in his own right. He did a lot of internet music, but he touched a lot of songs back in the day, from like the John Lennon and the Beatles, people like that. He's about peace. I call him a modern day hippie. You know, so now he has a new project, a new single that he's working on. That I'm working closely with him.
With the same message of peace.
Of peace, yeah. About love and peace. No war. You know, love is the peace we need for peace.
Absolutely.
That's the song Love.
So he's a different kind of client.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
He's different from your gospel.
Most definitely. Most definitely.
So is that what's in the future? What's coming in the future?
In the coming future, I've been actually I'm kind of helping Jeff Timmons. From 98 Degrees.
From 98
Degrees, right? That's right. We're been working together on Ivan's project.
Wonderful.
You know, so that's getting ready to open some other doors. I did submit. I'm gonna say it. I submitted a song to Latson, country western artist. I think he was on American Idols. So we're gonna see where that goes.
Amazing! That's right. Speaking into the atmosphere.
Yeah. And I submitted a song to Brad Paisley, country western artist, to his manager.
Wow.
So yeah, I was asked to do that. From Nashville, Tennessee. So it's a beautiful thing.
More doors upon doors upon doors upon doors.
Yeah, but you know what the beauty is? The respect is they know I love God.
Amen. And that's we're going to close out with this. That you never changed your stance. You never changed your position and your faith. And in actuality, that's what drew these people who don't know anything about God.
Right. And can I say this?
Sure.
Because that was said to me. They said, you know what, T.Y., you about the closest to God I know.
And can you tell us who said it?
Ivan said that.
Sir Ivan.
Sir Ivan said that. And Sir Ivan is he's good people. Good people, but he trusts me.
Awesome.
You know what I'm saying? You don't find that rare, especially a person like that.
Yeah.
No, Ivan trusts me. You know,
Wow.
he said you're one of my true friends.
Wonderful.
And that touched me.
It speaks a lot to your character, and we've always known this, JT. We've always known you to be this person. Now the world is gonna know.
I appreciate
so
that.
In our closing, what would you tell your younger self? Well, if with all of the things you've experienced in your life, look back at that little boy who grew up in Brown Sub. What would you tell him?
You did all right, boy. You stayed on the journey. You kept the faith. Some things had to wait.
Wow.
Because you probably didn't know how to handle it back then.
Wow.
Now you have matured and you've grown, and now you know how to handle it.
Amazing. Thank you so much for coming on. It has been beautiful.
Wow.
And just very mind-blowing.
I appreciate that.
To learn about the man behind the reputation and the persona. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, J.T.Hilton, my friend and my brother. Listen, if you have a dream, doesn't matter where you're from, it doesn't matter what you've gone through, Jonathan is living proof that if you hold on to your faith and you hold on to God, that the sky is the limit.
Absolutely.
Until next time, hold on to your faith.
That's it.